When it comes to content creation, how much do you make on a monthly basis?
There's Ashna Shroff, there is Santoshi Shetty, Komal Pandey. Of course, they're earning like in crores.
Do you all regularly go for that kind of deals?
That's the best negotiation you can do.
So is it safe to say there is no pay gap in this industry?
I have seen it happening.
I don't think so.
See, it's always going to be difficult when you're leaving your job. Even my mother, just 2 months back, she was asking, when are you joining back? Even when she knows I'm earning much more than my job.
Definitely don't quit your job to pursue content. Under promise, over deliver.
I have 20 plus fake accounts.
Oh my god. How do you know how much you're supposed to charge for a particular piece of content?
So I
Aarti, Srishti, hi.
Hi.
When it comes to content creation, how much do you make on a monthly basis?
It ranges from 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs every
Okay.
month.
So you can say roughly about 2.5 lakhs.
And what's your follower count now?
It's close to about 188k.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I about 74,000.
Nice. We're very close to
Very close to a
100K.
lakh.
I would like you to introduce yourself, like a short introduction. What do you do? What you used to do?
Hi, so I'm a chartered accountant. I started my career into investment banking 5 years ago, and I was working on the real estate aspect of it, which is a very, very niche domain. I have not seen any female specifically in that sort of domain, and that's where my interest lied in. So I started from there, and now I'm a full-time content creator. I enjoy whatever I do because I'm still connected to finance somehow. I also travel a lot, and because of that, I'm also now creating content on travel. I tried to probably monetize a bit on the travel because anyway, if you're traveling, why not do that as well? So that's how it started.
So my name is Aarti Samant. You'd know me by the name, the moniker, the Sorted Girl on Instagram, because I'm the co-founder of Sorted, which is an edtech platform. I started my career about 14 years ago. At the agency side, I was a planning and strategy vice president by the time I got out. Then I worked at Hotstar, I worked at Future Group, I worked at Purple, and after that, during COVID, I decided to go independent. And yeah, overall having fun.
And how do you make this money? Is it brand deals or
It's
anything
largely, from content creation, it's largely brand deals. But besides that, we teach. It's an edtech platform. So we run 2 major masterclasses. Ticket size of one is about 25,000 for one seat. So,
25,000 for one?
Yeah,
Okay.
for one seat.
For the masterclass?
For the masterclass.
Okay. Monthly, like how many registrations do you get?
We cap it because I want to keep it. I really want to teach them how to fish. So I teach them A to Z of brand, digital, social content. By the end of it, they have created all of it with me by the end of it for their brands. So I cap it at 15.
Now, if you can walk me through, what was that first brand deal that you got? How much did you earn that time? And how did you bag that brand deal? So I think we'll start with you.
Yeah, I got my first deal when I was at about 2,000 followers. I think the brand saw something that she should probably talk more in front of camera, and they came back saying that, okay, we don't want to collaborate, but we want you to give us 10 videos for their platform. So I charged them a very basic amount of 10,000 for 5 videos. Now I regret it, but yeah, I did. Yeah.
That's nice. What about you? What was your first brand deal?
So the first brand I picked up was Blue Orange, where I literally decoded their content strategy as if I was an in-house marketeer for them. And then 10,000 bucks in addition to that was my first deal. I think I was about 10,000 odd followers back then.
So at 10,000 followers, you made 10,000 rupees with one reel.
Yeah, with one reel.
Okay. Now today, how much do you make for one reel?
Today, I charge about 50 to 60, somewhere in between.
For a 75,000 follower range?
For one reel.
Okay.
For
What
one
about you, Shrishti?
So finance is very different than edtech, I would
Yeah.
say. But yeah, 75 to 1, depending upon which brand it is. I categorize based on if it's a startup, you can't charge very, very high.
And if it's a little well-known company, then you
Yeah.
go on the higher end of 1 lakh.
Correct.
Okay. Now tell me, as a creator, how do you know how much you're supposed to charge for a particular piece of content? It could be reel, story, static post. So how do you decide?
So for me, it's if I give you a basic math, you should at least charge 50% of your total followers. Suppose I'm at a lakh, you should at least charge 50,000. That is if you have a good content, good script, good editing. Like these are the pillars of a good content. You can at least go for that. And then you also have the responsibility of charging that 50,000. You should get at least 50% of the amount charged. So you charge, suppose 50,000 for a 1 lakh followers. You should at least get 25,000 views on that video because you want that recall value that the brand should come back to you again, give you another deal. And that also shows that you don't have bot followers. You have like real followers viewing your content. That's
What happens if that reel tanks? What if I don't get 25,000? What if it tanks at like
see, it's a
15,000?
fixed payment. You still get your payment, but then that brand might never call you again. That is what will happen. And if it works well, they might give you a long-term deal.
The place where I am in today, I truly believe that under promise, over deliver. That's what I always do. If my reel would tank like that, I would make another reel for free for that brand. Or obviously, like I would, because it's my, and it's just like my reputation. Right, so I wouldn't care about like I wouldn't be penny wise pound foolish. If it would tank, I would just make another reel, get learnings from it, not be very emotional about it. I'd just make another reel. Also, another thing I do is that, if there is a reel and a story that they have sort of paid me for, I would put it up on my broadcast channel, I put it up on my LinkedIn. I would just do little extra, and that kind of goes a long way. It helps you build that rapport and relationship. Right.
Yeah.
So and I know this because of being on the brand side, where some of the creators are very, very penny wise pound foolish, and then as a brand manager, I don't want to work with them again.
I think now the question arises how the payment structure changes when you work with a brand for long term.
So if I was to charge 40-50,000 for one reel, if it's 4 reels in a month, I would give 10-15% discount on a bulk retainer. And then it's literally almost like they've hired me on a retainer basis as their collaborative creator.
So if it's a 6-month retainer, if I'm otherwise charging 10,000 rupees per reel, and if I'm on a retainer, I may charge 7.5 into 6.
Correct.
And that becomes my retainer deal with the
That's
brand.
the best negotiation you can do. If you can
Okay.
close it at more, you can close it at more. But yeah, it's usually lesser than what your usual reel charges are per reel.
But that also guarantees something for me.
Something.
Like I know for the next 6 months, at least
you
this
have
much money is
much
coming.
You're sorted,
correct.
yeah.
Okay. Do you all regularly go for that kind of deals?
Yeah.
So if they want to collaborate with me, I charge a higher amount. But if they want to just run ads for that particular reel, that will be lesser as compared to a reel that is in collaboration with my page. Because my audience is not seeing it directly. It's going anywhere, wherever they set the target to. So then it's a 50% lesser than what I usually charge for my reel.
So you told me you were working before,
Yeah.
and then now you're a full-time content creator. So what was your previous job? When did you quit? And why did you quit? Like, well, there are people who may have a job, but then, that financial safety becomes a question. And then you have parents also,
See, it's always going to be difficult to convince your parents when you're leaving your job. Even my mother, just 2 months back, she was asking, when are you joining back? Even when she knows I'm doing fine here, I'm earning much more than my job, still she'll keep asking that, when are you joining your job? Because this content creation is not still considered as a full-time profession. But yeah, I quit my job just in 2023, that is last year. And I have been working before that in L&T Finance. And before that, I was in a company called Evervantage, which was the investment banking vertical where I was working. Content creation came into picture along with my job. On weekends, I was making videos. I started monetizing it a year before I left my job. So 2022 is where I started earning money out of it. So I thought, okay, it's time. Maybe when I saw that I'm reaching at least 50% of my salary. So I thought, okay, maybe it's time now to quit that job because I was earning enough to sustain my lifestyle.
what about you, Aarti?
So I quit my job in 2021, and it was the right time for me during COVID. I wasn't enjoying my current job. It was just 3 months into it. It was a very well paying job. I was at a very senior level, handling a massive team of 30-35 people under me, but I wasn't feeling it. And initially, when I started the content journey, with really difficult, not difficult, but like, how do I explain? With really fundamental strategies on marketing, वो सब लोगों के सर के ऊपर से जा रहा था. Like literally, people wouldn't resonate with it, right? Because I'm talking very advanced level stuff, and I really mellowed down in my content strategy, and that sort of worked. I simplified the fundamentals of marketing for them, and it just kind of picked up. And once that picked up, it had a ripple effect on my consultation business. So today, consultation projects come from my content. So does even the master classes. We don't do any paid advertising. We don't do any performance as of yet. That's where we are at.
Based on your experience on how you started, can you give a brief guideline of how one can start or get into this field?
First is the intention. Second is to find out why should they follow you. What is so unique and original about you? I think once that is set, then it's truly about going aggressive in terms of just trying out everything when you start your journey. Like just be aggressive, try out everything across the spectrum for at least 3 to 4 months. Quantity is the game. And then learn. Once you learn from what has worked, what has not, then you're able to like streamline your content, and then you can go quality. That's exactly how my journey has been.
A point to add to that is either get validated through your education. Like if you are into finance, do a course like CFA or CA, something that validates your knowledge that you're sharing, because I come from a knowledge perspective. But complete your education at least. Don't drop out just because, some XYZ has dropped out and made a big deal out of it. You are not that person. So have your own journey, complete your education, and get certain experience in a job, because then you know how to deal with other people around, how to make them work. Because when you are an employee, you see a lot of people working around you, and this is how a business works. And after that, creating content has become much more easier for me because I know what people want. It's also the human interaction through digital world that you're doing. So eventually it's being empathetic towards what people want.
Okay.
So that has helped me a lot.
I have a question for you, Srishti. Now that you're a full-time creator, what are some of the perks that you get by being that?
The biggest one is flexibility. I can be sitting out of Himalayas and still earning something, because that is something I never got in my job.
So Aarti, if I'm going to start my own business, how does having distribution on social media platform, how will it help me?
Oh man, it'll help you super surge your scaling up trajectory. It also helps you to create a certain brand value. It helps you to charge a certain premium, which I would have never been able to do back then, because people don't know how I think. Today, because of my content, people know how I think.
Do you all have any idea, any examples of any creator who makes the most amount of money? So do you all know of any creators?
I know a lot of fashion influencers who are earning bomb, like maybe much more than finance influencers.
Like?
There's Ashna Shroff, there is Santoshi Shetty, then there's Komal Pandey. Of course, they're earning like in crores.
So is it safe to say there is no pay gap in this industry?
I don't think so.
I've seen it happening in finance, that I have been paid more as compared to a male creator who had more followers than me.
Wow.
Maybe because of the presentation or the edits that I do. I don't know what the reason was, but I have seen that happening in my industry.
Because the content, the quality of
the
content.
quality of the content matters definitely. The presentation that you have in front of camera, that might differ. But yeah, that has happened.
Now that the gender topic came up, as a female creator, have y'all experienced any kind of disadvantage by putting yourself out there for the world to watch you?
Absolutely not.
So one of the disadvantages that I see of putting myself out there is I have 20 plus fake accounts.
Oh my God. Okay.
The last one was just last week. There was a profile called Nard in You, because Nerd in You is no longer left. All the probabilities have been taken. NARD in You. And that profile is again messaging all my followers that, I'm Srishti, this, that.
Yeah.
So that is one of the disadvantages I see, because innocent people end up giving money
Yeah.
because they trust.
Together.
Yeah, it's
And they have like people.
scamsters. Even I've had lots of my profiles every week. I have to like ask my followers to report.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know if like there is any disadvantage. This is still a disadvantage as a creator, not like as a female creator. I don't know. This space honestly has been pretty woke that way. I would say safe, but I don't think it's the same. It's the same feeling with maybe beauty, fashion, entertainment world, because that's when some other female creators, influencers, celebrities, when you put yourself out there from like a vanity point of view, that's when I think the trouble starts and people are not very nice and kind.
Let's talk about your personal finance now. How does your portfolio look like?
So to start with, for my liquidity issues, I have FTs, I have arbitrage funds, I have debt mutual funds, very low, but yes, I do have. And then I have my bank balance.
Can you tell it in percentage wise?
This would totally constitute about 20%.
Okay.
Apart from that, I have major investment into mutual fund and stock. That's 50% of my portfolio. 30% into stocks, 20% into mutual funds. Mutual funds, again, I have diversified into ELSS. Then there is direct equity mutual funds. There is flexi cap mutual funds. Stocks, I like to play a lot there. I get monthly or a quarterly return from certain set of bonds I have invested into.
Okay.
That's my asset allocation. There's also SGBs, gold investments. Apart from
what
that,
about your monthly expenses or anything that you reinvest back into your
probably
work?
70 to 80% of my total income goes into investments.
What about you, Aarti? How does your finances look like?
So, in terms of investments, I invested in a home 12 years ago because of my mom. So I have like my own property. There are EMIs that go out like monthly over there. So there's short-term mutual fund, long-term, making me invest here and there. And a bunch of money I keep reinvesting into my business because I've taken an office space. We are now a team of 4, hiring 2-3 more. And then there are salaries. And besides that, in terms of expense, if I have to tell you, per month, I spend about 2.5-3 lakhs. Because I don't, while I have my own house, but I'm on rent here in Santa Cruz now. It's
So what can I do to monetize my following to do something bigger? Because a creator's shelf life is 4 to 5 years on average, right? So what can a viewer do for this if they are looking to become content creators?
So beside, like, creation should be like your point of discovery, is what I feel. And once you get discovered, you create a funnel. What is a funnel? A funnel is where new people are coming and discovering you. They're hitting the follow button. Then you nurture them. And then you monetize. What is monetizing? Basically, upselling, cross-selling your services or even your products. So lots of creators have launched their D2C brands. Or you can sell courses, or you can teach them something, or you can create a certain service.
Yeah, so you cannot just end at being content creator. You need to have certain set of expertise so that you can monetize it. You should have that sort of recall value where a customer is coming back to you because they actually took advantage of something that you said.
What if there's someone out there who wants to dedicate 1 year fully to content creation? What are some of the things that they need to be ready for? Let's put it
And are
that
they
way.
also doing a job, or it's just the content creation they're doing right now?
Let's assume they're on a break.
Content creation has 4 pillars: script, edit, camera, and audio. If you can work on these 4, there are very less chances that your content won't work. And it should be a very simple and easy to understand topic, but also unique in a certain way. Be genuine and be real, because that really goes a long way. If somebody actually faced a loss because of you, they'll never come back to you. In fact, they'll tell 5 others, don't follow her. She is giving shit information. So be very authentic and genuine to your audience.
Okay.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, definitely don't quit your job to pursue content from scratch. Like, it's very important that you have fun creating content. Whatever your mindset is, trust me, it shows on camera. If you're desperate,
So have another source that
Yes.
is giving you income.
yeah.
Don't fully jump into this.
Yes. So therefore, first, get a job. Don't quit it. Second, be ready for the drill. Okay, third most important point is don't follow the herd. Don't become me too. Don't chase the algorithm. Don't do the trends only. Can do the trends every now and then, but what is it? What is it about you that is so special? Like answer that. Be obsessed with that. And last thing would be like, what do I mean when I say nurture community? The whole idea ultimately is to create super fans from your followers, right? That I might have 74,000 followers, but I know for a fact I have 1,000, 2,000 super fans, like people who I DM, talk to daily. I've not met them, but I know so much about them. They ask me questions. That's how I nurture them. The minute I put up a reel, they're the first ones to share. And it's not fake, it's real. There's love both ways. So that's what I mean by nurturing your community. Like, do it like you mean it.
Don't just chase followers, build a community is what,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. You all have given me 1 hour, and I'm really glad that I got to meet you all. And all the best for your creator journey. I'm so sure, like everyone who is watching this, has learned a lot. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Shreya.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. It was a
problem.
pleasure.
No problem.